Telling the world what my financial status and what my debt looked like seemed very crazy at first. But once I did it, I realized how much people I ended up helping along the way. And I don't regret it at all. If it wasn't for the people that I followed on YouTube, on Instagram, that talked about their financial status and their financial journey, I wouldn't have the urge to pay off all my debt and save more money in the first place. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jennifer from talkfinancestome.com, and in today's video I am going to give you guys a debt update, a financial status update, if you will, so keep on watching. A lot of you probably already know this, but my debt journey started as soon as I turned 18 years old. The day that I turned 18 was the day that I applied for my very first credit card. It was a Bank of America Visa credit card, and I got approved for $500. The day that the card came into the mail, I took the card, went to Radio Shack, and I'm really telling my age right now. Went to Radio Shack and I bought a $499 TV. My limit was $500, so I put $499 on the credit card and I paid the tax with my debit card. This transaction on my credit card took me 2 payments to pay off, a month to be exact. I split it up in half, $250 one pay period and $250 in the next. And after that, I kept racking up more debt. So even though I paid off the TV that I bought in full before I could get my next bill, I kept racking up the credit card, and it went downhill from there, honestly. I would pay off the credit card, use the available balance to buy more stuff that I didn't need, pay off that balance in multiple payments, and I did that every single time I got a chance. I paid so much money in interest, it's not even funny, and it just got worse after that. If you watched my last video, which I'll link up here, I told you guys where I stood with my consumer debt as far as credit cards go, and I had a little over $4,000 in debt that I needed to pay off. Well, today I am happy to say that those 2 cards that I had are completely paid off. I am so happy and excited. I no longer have my balance transfer credit card. I no longer have a balance on the other credit card that I have, and I haven't put any transactions on those particular 2 cards because they don't give me any benefit back to use them. So as of today, I have a student loan, a car note, and my mortgage. I also have realized that since I transferred all the money onto my balance transfer credit card, I have not paid any interest on any of the cards that I have because I have been continuously paying off the balance that I put on there every single month, and it's been 2 whole years since I've paid interest. Since I made the decision to transfer all of my debt that was accruing monthly interest to a balance transfer credit card, after that moment, I freed myself from monthly interest that was stacking on top of each other like no one's business. I transferred a little over $10,000 to this balance transfer credit card, and they charged me about $300 to do so. I kid you not, I do not regret that $300 charge that they did. It's a $300 fee. It's like 3% of whatever balance that you transfer. I do not regret it whatsoever. Ever since I made that decision, I literally have paid all my credit card debt off and haven't paid any interest on any other card since then. I want to brush up a little bit on where I started. Now, I have racked up credit card debt twice. Of a little over $10,000 twice, technically 3 times if you count that one time that I paid off all my credit card debt at the age of, I believe, 21, and the same month that I paid all my cards off, I used them all over again for a vacation and put myself right back into debt. I'm not counting that 3rd time because honestly, it really doesn't even count. Like, I literally paid it off and then put myself back into debt that same month, so I don't even talk about that time. So technically, I have been in debt twice in credit card debt, and they have both been a little bit over $10,000. I had debt with every single credit card company you can think of, anywhere from Victoria's Secret to Ashley Furniture. Literally everyone. I had debt with everyone, basically. A little here, a little there, and it all accumulated to a little over $10,000. Now, when I met my fiance, we quickly gathered finances. Together we had a little bit over $25,000 combined between credit cards and personal loans, and that was in early 2019. And as of today, we have no more personal loans and no more credit card debt together as a whole. Literally zero. But we started with so much debt to begin with, and it started from 2019, so technically it took us about 2 years to pay off a little over $25,000. In the beginning with my financial journey with my fiance, it was really hard to communicate because we were two completely different people trying to organize our finances together, and that was hard in itself. It was hard to communicate, hard to agree, hard to explain what we want to do and the whole spiel. But there are a couple things that we did every single month consistently to make sure that we are on track. And some of those things were making bi-weekly budget dates, communicating with each other, making financial goals together, researching new investment strategies or things that we would like to put our money toward. The list goes on. I'm gonna link in the description box below a link toward a article that I wrote for CNBC and Acorns on how to navigate a conversation about finances with your partner. So that'll be in the description box. But to give you a little gist, we just did, dates, goals, and talking about finances in general to try to kind of break that ice, because it's generally an uncomfortable topic to talk about in the first place. I want to go over what my current plan for my finances are today, since I no longer have consumer debt hovering over me. And that is, number one, I want to put money toward my Roth IRA, and I want to fully fund it on a yearly basis going forward. I also want to invest in myself and my education. There are a couple certifications that I want to get for my new position, and that's for another video. I have a huge update for you guys, and the number one reason why I haven't really been posting or been on YouTube or on TikTok, and it's because I had a really huge life change, if you will, and I'll talk about that on a different video. But I want to further my education, so I want to invest in myself. Another big thing that I want to do is home improvement. So there's so many projects that I want to get done in the house that me and my fiance have been talking about, and we're truly really excited to start diving into that. Not to mention, we are getting married in less than 2 months, so a lot of our finances are going to our wedding, even though we are doing a destination wedding and we are saving a lot of money because it is a destination wedding, but a bulk amount of it will be going to our wedding. I'm going to continue adding to my emergency fund because I do want 6 months of income in my emergency fund. And then lastly, let's not forget about my sinking funds. I have so much more sinking funds that I have added to my long list of sinking funds, and I'm going to be saving toward that a lot more as well. Another thing that we want to start investing into is a investing plan or investing account for our kids. That is something that we want to start investing a lot more into now, and not only that, but also into entrepreneurial type projects and ideas that we have been brewing in my mind, but I haven't really been able to execute because our finances have been tied to debt. So that's another thing that is exciting that I'm excited to dive into as well. Even though I have paid off all of my consumer debt, I still have a student loan that's a little over $2,000. I also do have a car loan that's a little bit over $20,000, and then my mortgage, which is a little bit over $200,000. I have no intention on paying any of those off as of right now, because as we all know, the student loans are on a deferment because of what's going on in the world. And then my car note, I'm on the kind of like the verge of wanting to trade in my car for another car or refinance it. So I'm not really sure about my car. So as of right now, I'm only making the monthly payment. And then my mortgage, we do have a plan, or we do want to eventually pay off the house early. However, we just haven't gotten into those details yet because of debt. So as of right now though, it's not in our plans. I do see it as something that we want to attain sooner rather than later. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and press the red button. It is totally free. Or go ahead and give the video a like and share it with someone that you care about. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the huge change that I have experienced in my life and the reason why I haven't really been consistent on YouTube. That video is coming up next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye!